Virginia Tech fans know the name Jon Laaser, and they know that his tenure as voice of the Hokies ended abruptly earlier this year. That was not planned, at least not by Laaser himself, but it has allowed him to channel his efforts and energies into what he truly believes he was put on this earth to do: help those who may have some trouble helping themselves. According to legend, a ladybug is a symbol of luck and hope. Jon and Renee Laaser are hoping to make it one of empathy and understanding as well. The former voice of the Hokies started his Clean Mountain Air campaign in Blacksburg last fall, selling T-shirts and other items with his catchphrase as a way to raise money and awareness about mental health among college athletes. It took off in a way the Laasers couldn't have imagined.
We just thought people were being friendly and kind to buying our shirts and being good friends or, good supporters of Jon. And then it's amazing how people start telling us their stories, like, oh, I've suffered with depression, or I had someone in my family, take their life.
You get into the mental health space and you get into being vulnerable and honest about your own stuff, and the people that come into your life has just been incredible. And absolutely, that's where it started.
It got them to thinking more and more about how they could help ease the burden on an overworked mental health system in this country. As many as 25% of the people seeking help can wait more than 3 months to see a professional. For Laaser, that issue struck very close to home over the holidays when a family member was hospitalized for injuring herself due to stress.
For 2 days, sat in the ER waiting for a bed at a facility, and that's when that happened over the holidays, and that was like, we got to get off the bench and get in the game.
So Jon and Renee founded Laaser's Ladybug Society, aimed at raising money and awareness for the problem, specifically where children are concerned, and hoping to address mental health issues at younger ages in an effort to keep them from becoming bigger problems when they become adults.
We like to say water the roots, not the leaves, and what that means is to try to get mental health help and personnel into the schools so that when a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old or, into their teen years, like they're having issues in their life, and it's so omnipresent now with where we are in our society, that they can actually get that help right then.
But they just can't snap their fingers and have that help ready to go. They are starting with smaller local events, like a pickleball tournament later this summer, and more planned for later in the year. The funds initially will go to help school programs in Hanover, but the goal is to be able to help school systems and programs across Central Virginia. Just starting the conversation can be of help.
More people are talking about it or opening up, but that's great. But now we actually have to fix it and address it and, come back as a community and, lean on each other.
When somebody sees the Ladybug shirt, doesn't have to be ours or anything with that on it, then they know that there are people out there that want to have that conversation.
Laaser stepped away from his job with the Hokies earlier this year and is now focused solely on this new project. He could be a case study in making a difficult decision that leads to a greater purpose in the future.
People that think it was easy for me to leave, to make that decision, it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Just been rejuvenating, I'd say, because every day we wake up and there's a new challenge, there's a new goal, we're learning more, and we know everything we're doing is for a good cause, a good reason.
Jon's father, Mark, was a pioneer in the field of counseling and mental health awareness. His passing in September of 2019 began Jon's change in priorities and renewed interest in helping others find their own ladybugs.
He did something very similar in his life around the same age where he wasn't sure if that was the right path in terms of the speaking and the writing and the books and everything that he did. And again, optimistically, I'm not him, but I'd like to be similar.
Jon and Renee do not have a website up and running just yet, but you can find information about what they are up to on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by simply searching Laaser's Ladybugs. Their pickleball event will be June 11th and 12th in Chesterfield, and they will have more information soon about upcoming events. If you would like to nominate someone to be profiled, email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.